to Atlantic Ocean, upon me hills to country, to educate, elevate, and promote. Yeah, focus on Liberia, for Liberia, Liberia, for Liberia, yeah. From Monday to Sunday. From Monday to Sunday, it's focused on Liberia. Talk about home affairs, in diaspora, current affairs, reliable information.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
And I am Anthony C. The plus, and welcome to Focus on Liberia. This is the hour of politics. By the way, welcome and welcome. And do us a favor. We have two gentlemen right here with us. They are on the phone. They have connected with us from Monrovia, Liberia. Two employees dismissed from the Monrovia City Corporation. They are saying they were illegally dismissed. Their words that they were illegally dismissed by the Monrovia City Corporation. We want to know what happened. What did they do for which they had to be dismissed? And they are terming their dismissal as illegal. They are here. We have some questions for them, and they are here to defend themselves and explain themselves about what actually happened at the Monrovia City Corporation, for which they were let go of their employment. Were they even given letters of warning? Was there any due process? We want to know what actually happened. The allegation is that they were involved in something that they, as employees of the MCC, should not be involved in. That's why the management of that institution decided to let them go, and they are disagreeing with the management's decision for their dismissal. Well, folks, I can invite you enough to join this broadcast, to be with us in this discussion. So, folks, we want to say sorry that somebody was distracting me by calling me. Let me put this phone away. And so, folks, in cyberspace, thank you for joining us. My name is Anthony C. This is the Hour of Politics, and this is Focus on Liberia. Joining me as guests to have this very important discussion is the man, Alpha G. Gray. Mr. Gray, I'm sure you are on the phone live. How are you doing?
Well, thank you, my dear brother. I'm okay, and I'm in excellent health. And the environment here in the Republic of Liberia, from my end, is conducive. And it's a pleasure being with you anyway.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Also joining us is Heron Saleh. Mr. Saleh, I hope I got that right. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Okay, how's family doing?
The family is doing well as well.
All right, thank you. So, folks, we have Mr. Saleh and Mr. Gray with us. They have been dismissed by the Monrovia City Corporation, and they are terming their dismissal as illegal. Gentlemen, let's get to it quickly without wasting the audience time. Let me start with you, Mr. Gray. What actually happened for which you were dismissed? What did you do according to the leadership of the Monrovia City Corporation for which you were dismissed?
Well, thank you. Again, it's a pleasure being with you. I got appointed to serve as the Public Relations Officer of the Liberia City Corporation on in July of 2020. But then had Honorable Jefferson T. Koji, who was serving as the mayor of the city of Monrovia. So when I was given the opportunity to serve, I went there and I demonstrated my ability. I demonstrated high level of confidence in the role that was given to me. I performed my fundamental duties and responsibilities as prescribed in the TOR that was given to me. So when Joseph Human Boaka took office, John Thomas Siafa was appointed as mayor of the city of Monrovia after his subsequent confirmation by the Liberian Senate. You know, we began to work together with him, every one of us who were employees of the city government of Monrovia. But unfortunately, the environment seems to be a bit tense because it seems to be like people were like gossiping that there are individuals at the city hall who are Koji boss, and in fact, they are CDC youth leaders. So they put us up for a target, and unfortunately today we have been victimized by that. But
what did you do? What did the administration of the Monrovia City Corporation say that you did for which you have been suspended?
I was not suspended. I was not warned. I was given a straight dismissal letter by John Torres Siafa on ground that I have been engaged into a consistent and deliberate action portraying on social media by raging insult at Joseph Human Boaka. You know, so I see that as a political target and a wish hunt because the law of the country, that is the organic law, the Constitution of the Republic, gives each individual the right to freedom of expression, and they also gave us the right to associate with any political institution of our choice.
Thank you.
For the fact that institution, it has been the major instance for which I have been targeted in the city government. So my social media posts, if you check them, what they tell me as insult is only because I called Joseph Human Boaka a criminal, providing justification on ground that he is unable to provide reasons to the usage of the 22 million United States dollars that was intended for rural rehabilitation. So if a certain president uses such an amount and he cannot give the Liberian people answer to how the money was being used, and I call him a criminal or I call him a rogue, how does that amount to an insult? So they follow my social media page since 2020.
Mr. Gray?
Elections, and on that basis, they decided to take action. They went through the attendance. I go to work on time. I sign in, I sign out. I perform my duties and responsibilities given to me.
Mr. Gray.
Okay.
Mr. Afro Gray, thank you. You stated quite clearly that you have been dismissed, and thank you for that correction. I know I said that earlier. You have been dismissed, you have been terminated because the MCC leadership believe you have been involved into raining insults on the president of Liberia. So is there anything in the MCC policy that forbids employee from raining insults on anybody? Is there anything in the policy that forbids you from raining insults on individuals as an employee of MCC?
As per the HR policy, there is no provision or chapter that provides that. So what was even stated in the letter given to me is a contradiction.
Okay.
There is absolutely no provision in the HR policy that says that no employee of the city government has the right to bring insult on the president, even though I still stand by my statement that my comments on Facebook remains, and I'm here to justify it, and I'm here to defend why I'm illegally dismissed from the city government of Monrovia.
All right.
So all of the things that are outlined in the communication here, trust me, is not in line.
So just to get to your colleague Herring, you are standing by your statements. We have been classified as insults against President Boakai. You're saying you are standing by every statement that you utter against the President of the Republic of Liberia.
And so thank you very much. My name is Henry Wise.
And Henry, before you continue, what position were you holding with the Monrovia City Corporation before your dismissal?
I was served as social worker, the Community Services Department.
And what specifically your role entailed? What were you doing specifically for the people of Liberia at the Monrovia City Corporation as a social worker?
And so my function as social worker, more precisely the Community Services Department, is to provide information for the citizens of Monrovia and the city government of Monrovia as well.
What are some of the information you were designated to provide for the people of Liberia?
Okay, like I educate the citizens of Monrovia who can come to the city organize, and I also the city organizers, and also carry on awareness in rural community as well, on street to street. Kind of like example, the CB and SNE awareness rural community.
Yeah.
Those are my functions. If you look at the city ordinance number 1, section 7, that says that all citizens of Monrovia are required to pay a monthly capital fee to the city government. And so citizens in Monrovia here are not appointed to this ordinance.
Okay.
Go from, yes. So those are educational approvals.
Mr. Saleh, when were you employed with the Monrovia City Corporation?
I employed 2020 October 5th.
Okay. Do you not mind sharing any political affiliation if you do have?
I come from the CDC. CDC is my political party. There I come from, and they are the state.
And is it true, like Mr. Gray, who is standing by every word he uttered against the president, that you utter anything disrespectful to the president or consider as insult against President Boakai? Did you say anything on social media? And were you giving any warning to desist from any such behavior, sir?
I was never given any warning from the city government of Monrovia, and I was meant to be very obedient. And I am one of the very obedient child. It's against my doctrine to even abuse older people. I do not insult. I'm not like in the world. I'll just sit back and insult people.
When you say it's against your doctrine, what doctrine you're talking about that you are talking about here? What is your doctrine?
My father and mother taught me not to go that way with any other person.
Okay.
I was mentor from my childhood stage or the present. I do not insult people easily. I'm not like in the world.
So you are saying, Mr. Henry Saleh, that you did not insult President Boakai, not in any Facebook post, not verbally, nowhere whatsoever?
No way, and no time.
So then tell me, how come did the Monrovia City Corporation dismiss you, according to them, for insulting the president?
And so, thank you very much. I received a call sometime last month that the mayor also wanted to see me. So I make my way. When I entered, I saw a lady. She asked me, who is you? I said, I am the Henry Wise Saleh I was requested for. She said, okay, but then welcome. We stood right there. And she asked me, when you were employed here, where's the TOR? And then I told her I was employed 2020 October 5th. And I joined her too. She even asked me, can you borrow Monrovia for other sister cities in Liberia here? I said, yes. And I barricaded Monrovia from other sister city. And she asked me where PV start from and where Monrovia start from. I told her, when you get at the Steven Tower Bridge, from the Steven Tower Bridge back to Ghana Vista, then Monrovia start from. Go to Pins Vista, go to Oliver Way, from Espan, I went to Cooper Road, you will see a sound there. Then Monrovia also start from again. When you get to where old police, the white guy, the new police, the police academy rule, I want to boulevard area there. You should have a car. There Monrovia stuff from coming to Central Monrovia, that is actually Monrovia. And I did that. Then she asked me, how many person coaching employee here doing it when you were here? I said, man, what do you respect? I think that question should be going to HR, not me. She said, you want to be arrogant? I said, well, no, that's not being arrogant. I have no idea. If you want to get to the number of employees under the code regime, I think you should read HR for it, not me. He said, when I walk outside, so that I walk out. 2 months, I have not received pay. For the last 2 months, I have not been receiving pay. We've been running after this. I went to the HR. He said, oh, it's above me. Yesterday, we were assigned, for the past 2 weeks, we've been assigned the street to do sweeping around. But there is no sweeper in City Hall. I'll speak to you right now. All the casual labor was dismissed. So the city government is telling right now there is no casual labor. So he asked that we leave our borough office, our social duty, and go and sweep the street. And we accepted that. We've been sweeping. Yesterday, I saw on Central Street, right before the famous talk and show and talk of the town motel. Then we were sweeping.
So, Mr. Sally, I'm not cutting you up. So, the MCC leadership did not bring to your attention what you actually did before your dismissal. No Facebook post whatsoever was brought to your attention, authored by you, that you know of.
I have never, and they have never, in form of any such act. Until yesterday, while I was sweeping the street, I received a call that I should go to the HR office. I had made my way there, and I will issue my dismissal letter.
So what actually did your dismissal letter say? What is your charge?
According to the letter, I really sought the presidency and other government officials on my Facebook page.
Okay.
That's what it in the letter is here with me.
Okay. And what is your defense against what you're being accused of, for which you have been subsequently dismissed?
I am innocent. I think this is just meant to undermine our peace. It's meant to undermine reconciliation. It's just meant to bring us down.
So let me ask you about your colleagues in the case of Mr. Alpha Gray, who is not denying that he said some unpleasant words against the president in his Facebook post. Will you consider that as free speech? Because let me put on this, let me show one of the things he posted here, and I'm going to read it here. Alpha Gray on the 7th of August at 4:24 p.m. wrote, "The Office of Criminal Mafia JMB has sent communications with our names to all ministries and agencies with instructions to arbitrarily suspend and subsequently dismiss us, since they can't find any evidence or reason to take us off the job." So he's referring to the president of Liberia as a criminal mafia. Do you think that is free speech?
That is 100% free speech.
Okay. And also, when I asked Mr. Gray, no, you answered my question. When I asked Mr. Gray, he told me that is free speech, and his justification for that is that Mr. Bwaka used $22 million to rehabilitate road, and there's nothing to show for it. Are you aware whether or not Mr. Bwaka or the government exhausted the $22 million on road rehabilitation?
I am aware. The public minister will call to justify, and the fall short. And I speak to you right now. Just can't reach such a Morovia alone. Can't such a Morovia just move around. You'll be stuck somewhere.
As a media institution, based on what we know, I'm not cutting you off, based on what we know, the Minister of Works, or the Works Minister, Public Works Minister, said at the time when he appeared before the legislature, he said they had used about a little over $8 million at the time, and that the entire $22 million that been talked about is for a little over, I think, a 6 years period they will use that money for rehabilitation. Are you not aware of that?
Come and see the various rough rights. Even if you're talking about that, you justify him or that you justify him.
Right.
Can't visit. We face the problem, not you. Go you up there. Come and see for yourself. Come and see for yourself. To even walk to your own horse. Or that you don't take time, you'll fall some drainage.
Okay.
Come and see for yourself.
All right. All right, Mr. Saleh, thank you. Let me get back to Mr. Alpha G. Gray. Mr. Gray, let me get back to you. You have been writing these Facebook posts, and you consider that a free speech. We have a lot of them here. There's another one, and there's another one, and you have been busy along with your colleagues, and you guys have been very busy trying to take this government to tax on social media, but your words have been unpleasant, and the Monrovia City Corporation consider those utterances are insult to the president, for which you've been dismissed. I'll ask you the same question I asked your colleague. Do you know or not know of any policy with the Monrovia City Corporation that forbids you from raining insults on any official of government or anybody for that matter in the name of free speech?
As per the communication that was issued to me, the chapter that was quoted in the communication here, trust me, it has absolutely nothing to do with what choice of words or diction an employee of the city government uses against the presidency. That's why I stated from the beginning that pursuant to what was stated here is a contradiction to what they are claiming that are demonstrated against the presidency.
So who all do you hold responsible for your dismissal here, Mr. Gray?
Like I said, the government is headed by Mr. Joseph Human Bwaka.
Okay.
For the fact that we gathered our own intelligence as employee of the city government of Monrovia, we are in a political environment here. So if the government is the one that passed on the instruction to have us arbitrarily dismissed or illegally dismissed from MCC, I will hold the government responsible.
Thank you.
Because this is a fight against free speech. It is a war against freedom of speech and expression as enshrined in the Kamara Abdullah Kamara Act of Free Speech.
Mr. Gray.
So it target people like us who they believe to be seditious, and we are associated with the Coalition for Democratic Change. So it's a target not just against our persons, it's a target also against our political institution.
Mr. Gray.
Most of these people in authority, they claim that we are not ordinary partisans.
Mr. Gray.
We have the proximity to the former mayor of the city government of Monrovia, Jefferson T. Koji. So probably they are using this as a spree to target our institution and our political leaders.
Mr. Gray, do you believe that there is a limit to free speech or not?
What is the limit?
I'm asking you, do you believe there is or not a limit to free speech? Do you believe or not?
So I would like to know the limit because the law.
Mr. Gray, I'm asking you a question. If you don't have an answer, it's okay. You know, we all can have answer to every question. My question again, just to be clear, do you believe or not believe whether or not there is a limit to free speech?
So I would like to know the limit in the first place because I'm speaking in consonance to what was given to me. This communication that I have with me here currently. I'm speaking in line
All right, Mr. Gray, my next question is, do you know whether or not you fall under the civil service agency? Are you a civil servant, to be precise?
Yes, of course. I was a civil servant, but then when I was not thoroughly dismissed.
All right, thank you for the clarity. You have been dismissed now, so you were a civil servant. So
Yes.
do you know whether or not there is any policy under the civil service standing orders that forbids you and any other employee from raining insults on any public official or anyone for that matter in Liberia?
If it were the case that you have stated it here, that you have stated it in the communication, because the first paragraph in my letter of termination, let me read it for you. Let me read the first paragraph.
Go ahead,
It
please.
says, it said, your employment service with the Monrovia City Corporation is hereby terminated with immediate effect. Said termination emanates from your consistent and deliberate action portrayed on social media by enraging insults at His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boaka Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, and government officials, including the government of Liberia, relentlessly without any regard for your official position as public relations officer of the Monrovia City Corporation. That is the first paragraph of the communication. So there is no provision within the civil service standing order here that the quoted that talk about that gives any limitation. So like I said, they did this on the basis of gossip, and I think the mayor was still advised. Mayor Sapa was still advised. So you cannot use this as a means to dismiss a civil servant who is being guarded by the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, a civil servant who has his right 100% to free speech and freedom of expression. So to dismiss me illegally because you term that I read insult at the President of the Republic of Liberia, which of course you did not justify here by any chapter that is in line with the civil service standing order or the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, because the Constitution is the organic mantra that supersedes all other mantra of any institution in the country. So you can use this as a means to get at me. So I will see this as a political wish hunt, and it's meant to suppress people like us who have been very critical against the kleptocracy of Joseph Yuma Boaka.
And Mr. Gray, are you aware of the civil service or standing orders for all civil servants in Liberia, or all officials of government, or all employees of governments in Liberia?
Yes, I'm aware of the civil service standing order.
Have you had time to read it?
Oh, yes, of course, of course.
And in your judgment, based on your reading, there is no provision, no chapter in that standing order that your behavior for which you've been dismissed or has violated.
The civil service standing order is not above the Constitution of the country.
I know that, but can you answer my question? Did you?
At my action gone against the standing order of the civil service that you are talking about? Trust me, I believe that they would have quoted it here. I believe that. But there is absolutely nothing about that was quoted here. They only quoted the code of conduct. They quoted the chapter 6, section 6.2 of the MCC HR policy. They quoted the labor law. And I'm convinced that the city corporations authority is not up to tax, right? They are not up to tax, and they are not really equated with even the Decent Work Act, because even the session that I quoted here about the code of conduct, I think part of that has been repealed already, and we are not dealing with the Decent Work Act. So if you think that my action against the presidency, for which you claim is an insult, then you should have used the Decent Work Act to prosecute me.
All right. And Mr. Gray,
trust me, the civil service also does not have that power, because if you think that this man is attacking the presidency and you claim that he's bringing insult against the presidency, they should have done a communication to the ombudsman office. It is the ombudsman that will do his own investigation, and then based on findings, he will send a report to the civil service and that of the Monrovia City Corporation. But unfortunately, they are not aware of these things. They are not. Trust me, they are not aware. So the only thing they can go on here is that all these sessions that are quoted here, trust me, it's contradictory. It's contradictory. It's not in line with even the.
So, Mr. Gray, what's about Mr. Gray? Hold on, Mr. Gray, answer my question. Mr. Gray, hold on.
The first paragraph is the major reason for my illegal dismissal. So,
and you stated that.
In the third paragraph, everything you quoted in the third paragraph is not in consonance with the reason that you provided.
Mr. Gray.
Yes.
So, in your judgment, is it proper for you as a citizen to engage in raining insults on the chief executive of the country, or any official for that matter, or anybody for that matter, in any public space whatsoever? You think that's a proper behavior on your part?
Okay, now, the first thing, like I've always said, I would disagree. If you say insult, then trust me, I want to disagree. It's like a thief came to your house to steal, and you were able to handle the thief with your bare hand. But then you're looking at the thief and you're saying that the man is not a thief after you have already handled the man barehanded.
Mr. Gray, are you aware? Hold on, Mr. Gray. Are you aware? Mr. Gray, let's have a conversation here. Mr. Gray, are you aware that under the law, Mr. Gray, are you aware that under the law, one is not guilty until proven in the court of law?
Okay.
So has Mr. Bwaka been judged and found guilty and being considered a criminal by any court, by any authority in Liberia, for which you are saying he is a criminal?
So the sea law, that is the constitution, it provides that the chief executive cannot be sued while he's in office. So he can only appear before a court of competent jurisdiction after his tenure has elapsed or expired.
Mr. Gray,
for the fact that the action of the chief executive justifies what are portrayed on social media, automatically he represents what I wrote.
So Mr. Gray, what you are saying, let me come in. What you are saying is that one of the reasons for saying that Mr. Bwaka, the president of Liberia, is a criminal is because $22 million, according to you, has been spent on road rehabilitation, and there is no accountability whatsoever. So you believe that he's a criminal. This is an allegation that has not been proven in any court of law. Mr. Jefferson Koji, let me learn my question, please. Mr. Jefferson Koji has been accused of a lot of things. The same can be said about Nathaniel Mange. The same can be said about Samuel Twer. Are you prepared here right now to consider these individuals criminals, just as you are classifying Mr. Bwaka a criminal based on allegations? Are you prepared to do that or not?
I'm speaking to the situation now that surrounds my email.
And I'm asking you a question.
So there will be another time for that conversation, and we can have that conversation, trust me. But for now, we have to deal with this because it's something that happens.
All right, let me get to Herring. You did not answer that question. That is okay, but let me get to Herring. Yeah, we'll handle that another time. Let me get to Herring. Herring, I'm sure you are with me. Herring, no, let me get to Herring, please. Herring has not spoken for a while now. Great, please bear with me. Let me get to your colleague, okay? Let him answer some question too. Herring, I'm sure you're there. Quickly, Herring, your colleague is saying that Mr. Bwaka is a criminal because $22 million spent on road rehabilitation, no accountability whatsoever. That is an allegation because there has not been any court documentation or judgment against Mr. Bwaka. Now, similarly, you are from the CDC. Some members of your party have been accused, all right, of similar things, like Jefferson Koji is being sanctioned, Nathaniel McGill, Samuel Twer is being accused, and so on and so forth, all right, based on allegation. Are you prepared to call these individual criminals as well because of allegation against them, even though there has not been any court judgment against them?
You are referring to Henry, right?
I'm referring to Henry. Henry, go for it.
And thank God at least you have no Henry calling for criminal. I told you I have never I did not,
Mhm.
and I will not until it's proven the court that the president is a criminal.
Right.
So I don't think they can apologize for me.
So in other words, you disagree with your colleague.
I am talking about my very self.
I understand, and I'm asking you, it's okay to disagree with your comrade. What happened? You don't disagree with your comrade anymore? I thought intellectualism is about disagreeing, you know, when you disagree.
I know her, he said that he agreed that those were criminal.
He said Mr. Bwaka is a criminal. He did not deny that. He said he stand by that. You want to hear that from him? He wrote it, I read it. So let me read that to you again. Maybe you are not paying attention. No, listen. No, I have to read it. The Office of Criminal Mafia, JMB. So he's calling President Bwaka criminal. And according to him, one of the reasons for classifying him as a criminal is because of the $22 million for roles and no accountability. So he's a criminal. So this is an allegation he holds against the president, and he renders a judgment that he's a criminal. Do you agree with him or not?
Until I can see that reading my very self and read it, or from the very self, if I can speak to it before now.
All right, then I have to bring him in. Mr. Alpha Gray. The statement I just read, posted by you on the 7th of August at 4:24 p.m. Do you stand by that? Are you the one who utters those words against President Bwaka?
I stand by that 100% because an individual who is the chief executive that will show total disregard to the constitution of the country, the man has abrogated even the 10-year laws of the country. He has undermined the PFN Act. He has undermined the 10-year law. He undermined the constitution, taking appointed officials from 10-year positions. These are illegal actions. So automatically, when the individual goes against the constitution, how do you classify him?
All right.
A man who shows no respect for the constitution, a man who does not respect any position, a man who struck a yellow machine deal without the approval of the House of Legislature. These are actions. These are actions.
On a gentleman agreement, right?
On a gentleman agreement according to him. So these are actions that should be carried out by law. So if you bypass the law and you go to strike a yellow machine deal, automatically you are a criminal.
Thank you.
I was that Bwaka is a criminal.
All right, thank you. Now, Mr. Saleh Henry, you heard that for yourself. Do you agree with Mr. Gray that Mr. Bwaka is a criminal on the basis of these things he listed?
Mr. Alpha Gray spoke in capacity as Alpha Gray, right? So I think I should be speaking my capacity as Henry Whiteside.
Okay. So
we can move my letter so we can discuss that.
Okay. So for the free speech, besides this termination, is there any other penalty that you are facing right now in addition to the dismissal that you received from the Memorial City Corporation? Are they denying you of any other benefit as a result of this charge against you that you will be involved with insulting the president?
From the angle of the government, right?
Yes, from the angle of the government. Besides dismissal, is there anything that they are bringing against you, like maybe holding benefits or salary or anything?
They started even talking about this base. I just told you that the past 2 months, and they now receive pay up and down.
Are you the only one in the category for not receiving pay for 2 months, or it says just the fact that civil servants have not taken pay?
I am aware of myself, number one, and few other policemen saying it. I'm sure aware of myself.
And Henry, your party, the CDC, has taken a position on the president or the Unity Party administration of fight against corruption, that their fight is nothing short of what you classify as witch hunt. Do you stand with your party on this position that the Unity Party's fight against corruption is a complete witch hunt against citizens?
This is just my case. This is just one.
So explain to me how this is a witch hunt, how this is not an institution taking action against an individual in his employment that the institution believes has violated any policy whatsoever.
And you see, the president of the party,
Mm-hmm.
I think aware that Joseph Nima Boakai was part of the PRC government of 2012
Mm-hmm.
when Sami Blue was killed around October, and the ceasefire on the 22nd of April,
Mm-hmm.
after 10 days now,
Mm-hmm.
you saw a lot of good men like the original Thompson, Pine Tobo, AAP, Sarah Bright,
Mm-hmm.
you saw the list. They all were placed on the firing squad because they were good men that would come by and counter protest against the PRC government.
Right.
So what you saw the PRC, you saw what Samuel Doe did. He killed them on that Great Friday morning. So, and Joseph Parker said that same government, they come with the same strategy. That's what we see here today. Nothing we did. There's no follow the other way, follow where that we come with the CDC, we are young people.
Mr. Greg, Henry, are you speaking for yourself or are you speaking for your colleagues? Because the MCC administration, the MCC administration has suspended all of you for what it classified as raining insult against the president. You have consistently said you did not do any of that. But at the same time, you are saying, your colleagues didn't do that as well. So are you speaking for yourself or are you speaking for your colleagues?
You just asked me my party position when it comes to the position, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm speaking from.
Oh, okay.
And so the same Joseph Nima Boakai said, the two party, the PRC government. That's the same strategy they are here with again. The CO are threat, and they want to eliminate us. That's our target, nothing else.
Okay.
You say we raise insult. You accuse all of raising insult. Go to Queen Johnson. She is at the NPA right now. She is sorting the same mail every day on Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And she's an employee. Queen Johnson is sort Mayor Siafa on a daily basis on Facebook page. Visit our page now, you will see all the insult there. Log in on page, go to Queen Johnson page right now, I'll speak to you.
So the name is Queen Johnson, you said?
Queen Johnson.
Okay.
Not on page right now.
Okay.
Really saw Mayor Siafa on a daily basis.
And yet she has not been dismissed. And you think why she has not been dismissed? Don't you think because maybe they are not aware of her behavior?
So it means the satellite is just scratched directly to us.
Mm-hmm.
Not they.
Henry, Focus on Liberia was able to reach out to the CSA director, Mr. Josiah Joker, because at the press conference, he also said that the behavior by some of your colleagues, and I'm saying some of your colleagues because you said you did not write anything on Facebook, and I want to believe you that you did not do so. So by some of your colleagues for insulting the president, that behavior goes against the civil service standing orders. That is why he felt that it was necessary for these individuals to be let go because they violated the civil service standing orders. Are you aware of the civil service standing order the Director General is talking about? Do you agree with him or disagree with him?
And even the CSA is illegal. It has no moral ground to fight.
I'm not talking about moral ground here. He quoted he making reference to the civil service standing orders. Are you saying there is nothing in the civil service standing order that prohibits individual for raining insults at anybody?
There is no quotation here. Honor our law. There is no other greater CSA, the CSA.
Mm-hmm.
There is no law that created the CSA. The legislature and law created the CSA. It's illegal, in fact.
So now that you are saying this action by the government for dismissing you for what they claim as you raining insults, not you, especially your colleagues raining insults on the president. Yeah, you say that is illegal. And let me bring something to our attention here quickly. Former Minister of Gender, Mana Wilhelmina Piso Sedita, dismissed a civil servant for something she believed was wrongful of any civil servant to do. And let me read a communication here that was served that civil servant at the time. Dear Ms. Bole, I present my compliment and I write to notify you of your dismissal from the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. Your dismissal is based on your constant involvement in spewing insults and threats at public officials via social media. These acts clearly constitute conduct unbecoming of an employee of the public service as outlined in Chapter 4, Section 2.2d of the Standing Order of the Civil Service, which qualifies you for dismissal. So that was Wilhelmina Piso Sedita, former Minister of Gender, dismissing an employee, quoting the Civil Service Standing Order, Section 2.2.2d. Do you disagree with Wilhelmina Piso Sedita as you are disagreeing with the Civil Service today?
And so until I can see that read up, my very sorry, or after you can text it to me to my password page so I can read it for myself and absorb it. I don't think I can speak to that right now.
So this letter was issued by Wilhelmina Piso Sedita because there was an employee who was reading insults on individuals on social media. She quoted the Civil Service Standing Order, and you say you want to read it, so you believe that I'm not telling the truth yet. But that's okay. Let me come to something. Go ahead.
If you want to accept what you're reading, if you want to accept what you're reading, those are things that bring voted you for to bring change, right?
Yeah, the change part of the change is when one behaves in an unbecoming way, that person should be held accountable. You don't think so?
So those are things that the people voted you for. Supposed to talk to, right? Those are changes that we fight for today.
Yeah.
And thank God you are in power today. So I think you should serve as symbol of peace.
So the essence of this communication is that there is a precedence here and there is a law. The Civil Service Standing Order, if Wilhelmina Piso Sedita is right, or if she was right, you know, as an employee of government, you cannot be engaged in this behavior of reading insults on individual in the public space. You can be dismissed for that. She quoted the law. So when we contacted the Director General of the Civil Service, Mr. Josiah Joker, he quoted the very law. That's what I asked you earlier, and you said you have no knowledge. I mean, there's nothing in the Civil Service Standing Order that says that, and I just read it to you. What do you say now?
I told you that there is nothing in my letter like that, right? And you gave me reference to what you're reading, but in our case,
okay,
that's what I'm saying to you. I think if it is true from what you say, I can see it myself and justify it. Those are the people voted you for to bring change.
All right, thank you. Let me ask the same, Mr. Alpha Gray, the same question, and referencing the letter from Wilhelmina Piso Sedita, quoting the Civil Service Standing Order, that is Chapter 4, Section 2.2.2d. All right, that forbids individuals or employee or anybody in the civil service for reading insults in the public space against anybody. So there's a law here that forbids you from this behavior that you have exhibited, something you have admitted to. Do you still believe that your dismissal is illegal here?
My dismissal is illegal. It is unjustified.
All right.
Now, that paragraph in my letter of termination issued me is quoting something different that is even far contradictory from what is in the communication that you read just now. Secondly, I was not given due process. There was no prior notice. My file at the Morocco City Corporation is 100% clean and professional. I have never been disciplined for any action that goes against the policies of the city government of Monrovia. I have never received any communication talking about suspension or warning. It was just unfortunate yesterday that I received the letter of termination from the office of the HR telling me that my services at MCC has been terminated effective immediately. The third thing is the communication here is displaying that it's coming from the office of the human resource, but then it's being signed by the city mayor. So are they making fun? A letter coming from the office of the human resource, and it is being signed by the mayor. So what are you saying? Who is dismissing us? Is it the human resource director? Is it the mayor? Who is illegally dismissing us here? I think you have a copy of our communication with you there. Just look at it.
Yeah, I've seen that. I cannot explain their rationale, and I don't want to attempt to do. I don't want to attempt to do so.
I agree with you. You can explain that, but I'm just pointing out some of the contradictions in the communication. Letter is coming from the office of the human resource. It's being signed by the mayor. So who is dismissing Alpha Grade? Is it the director of human resource or is it the mayor? We will look into that in subsequent time.
Yeah.
Then the first paragraph is telling me that you are alleging that I insulted the president of the Republic of Liberia. But in your third paragraph, you are saying something different, quoting not even the Decent Work Act, as I said. You are not even quoting the Constitution. You are not even making reference to the Abdullah Kabara Act of Free Speech. You are not. You dare not take these things into consideration. And lastly, the office of the legal personnel at MCC were not consulted. They are not even in the know of this communication. They are not in the know. So before even you issue a communication to somebody terminating their service, the legal affairs should be in the know of it so that they can be able to guide you in the process to give you some legal advice.
Thank you.
But you cannot issue this thing. Trust me, if you give this communication to any legal luminary, they will trash you. They will trash you because there is absolutely no justification that the city mayor or Joseph Yuma Boaka can point out here from this communication to justify why you terminated my service with MCC.
Thank you. One final thing. We further asked the Director General of the Civil Service, Mr. Josiah Joka, and he indicated to us that some of you were also involved with threats of eliminating some officials of government, which also include him, that some of you said that you know where he lives and that you will do all you can to get rid of him. And I'm paraphrasing him here, but he actually referenced that some of you said that you will eliminate him. Are you aware of any of your colleagues? Does that also include you?
Who would want to eliminate Josiah Joka? We should be the one talking about elimination here, because for the fact that you can terminate our services over there abruptly without making reference to the law, it means that you can come after us. Who will go after Josiah Joka? It's just an allegation. In fact, it's a mere bluff. It's a mere bluff.
So it said that you do not have knowledge of any of your colleagues or anyone whatsoever making threats of eliminating Josiah Joka and some other government officials?
Let us check the same Facebook page that we are referencing, that we are using to attack the presidency. Let us check it. If they have any record there of people making comment that we attack government officials and execute them, no. We are not people who are involved in this act. It is the government that is involved in extra.
So you as an individual, you have not been involved with any threat, neither have you issued any threat against anybody whatsoever.
I can challenge the government on the basis of her action. I can hold the government accountable for every act that she carries out. But I'm not in the habit of threatening people.
But have you dared, have you defied, have you double dared this government or any government official or anything whatsoever?
Of but you can dare the government.
Mm-hmm.
You can dare the government.
Mm-hmm.
I am a citizen of the republic. I can dare the government. I can dare the government. So
well, have you done so? My question is, have you done so?
I'm entitled to my opinion. So how does daring the government mean that you should come after me? How?
Are you admitting that you have dared the government? I'm not saying you have done anything wrong to dare the government. I just want to know whether or not you have done so.
In what manner?
In any manner. Have you dared to resist the government in any manner? I'm not saying you've done anything illegal or anything wrong. I'm just asking, have you, utter any words, promising this government that you will resist them in any manner?
No, not we can resist the government based on the existing realities of the Liberian people.
Mm-hmm.
So when the government tramples upon our rights, we can resist. We can fight for our rights. We can fight for our freedom. Justice and equality belong to each and every citizen of this country.
I agree.
The government
in one of your Facebook posts, Mr. Alpha Gray, you said that RG Gregory Kuma acted upon the instruction of President Bouaka to target you people. Do you believe that to be true?
Can you kindly read the post?
You don't remember your own post?
No, can you kindly read the post? Because I want to speak based on what I posted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so can you kindly read the post?
There are many posts you have, and I will come to that. I don't know what that one is, but I'm very, very sure that's something that I've read. But let me read this one to you. If JMB is not clever, it's not our fault. He and his yes men, they didn't study nor comprehend the law well. His government is now on trial for unlawfully booting us out. They are afraid of us. The government sees us as a potential force capable of correcting their wrongs and shutting down the criminal system of JMB and his cabal. They check our attendance records and everything is tight. We went to work on time and perform our tasks. That's because we were cognizant of their diversionary tactics to come after us, whom they see as sedition. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your expression of your views here. I'll find the one in which you stated that, because I want to be very accurate. But you are aware you wrote something like that, didn't you?
There are so many posts that I wrote, and I spoke in line with the existing reality, as I said, and I'm convinced of the fact that there are law that guarantees whatever expression that I put out there. So by standing up to the regime and challenging the regime or daring the regime, trust me, it's something that, in fact, the regime does not collaborate with the mandate that was given them in 2023. If the regime continues to show disrespect to the Constitution, it means that the regime is showing disrespect to the Liberian people. If you continue to honor the law that governs each and every one of us, even Joe Bouaka is above the law. He's not above the Constitution. So if you use your office to honor the law of the country, then it means that the country is lawless. So we as the citizens, we are not safe, even in our community. So if you decide to come after us politically because of our political affiliation, it means that you can get at us and do anything to us. So if we dare you, it means that we, the people, we have the power. We have the power. That's why we always say power to the people. It is enshrined within the Constitution. All power is inherent in the people. So if the government goes against the will of the people have the power. They have the power to take any action. Then trust me, protest is part of it. So it's up to us to decide what action to take against the government, whether to protest silently or to take to the street, mobilize our brothers and sisters in the various communities who are suffering from the economic paralysis that have been imposed on them by the regime. We can rally them and put them in the street to shut down the criminal cartel of Joe Bouaka.
So in one of your polls, you refer to the Director General of the Civil Service as a joke in Chinese suit. Are you aware of that one?
Yeah, I'm aware of that post.
Okay, and what do you make of that? Is that free speech?
Yeah, of course, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. I can interpret my opinion.
Okay.
So Josiah Juka, or whatever it is, to be referred to as a joke, wearing Chinese design, it means that he's not serious. It means that he's not serious, because no serious person would be connection of the law of the state to recommend to another head of government institution to illegally dismiss people on the basis of that opinion that they expressed against the government. So automatically it makes the man a joke. If he was aware of the law, he wouldn't have recommended non-president for summary dismissal at MCC.
All right. Well, let's leave it there, gentlemen. We can't thank you enough for responding to our call on a very short notice and taking these very serious and tough questions from us. Let's start with you for closing, Herring. Any final words to the people of Liberia, to the president, to the head of the Monroe City Corporation, the director of the civil service, concerning your dismissal that you want Liberians to know?
Yeah. Let me first of all register and inform the grand people about the act that created the Monroe City government in 1973, giving the city mayor the full right to preserve what the city of Monrovia and craft policy and report directly to the local city council member. What really does that have the city? What really the CSC director, the CSC director, and all of him to the list of, because the other city government give the mayor the full right to preserve what the city of Monrovia, not the CSC director. They report directly to the local city council member, not the CSC director. But it was not instrumented by him, but from the city director. So I see it as wisdom. They are here to honor the peace of the nation. So the grand people must witness this and be the judge for themselves, not me.
Thank you. Mr. Gray, Alpha Gray, your final word, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So I would like to use this term to register the situation to the international community, particularly the United States Embassy in Monrovia, the European Union, the African Union, and all other institutions that are of reputable credibility in the Republic of Liberia, representing Liberia countries, around the world. So we also like to use this time to call on civil society activists to raise this issue to the highest level, because we could be an example today. It is Alpha today, tomorrow it could be another employee of government. Because once the people of the Republic of Liberia do not stand up to this act of witch hunt, if they do not stand up to this vehement action being carried out by the government to illegally dismiss people, get them off that job because of political affiliation, trust me, it will continue to erode the Liberian society. So we will muster the courage, and we will also call on our brothers and sisters who are in government not to be deterred. They should stand up for their rights. They are entitled to it. They should stand up for their right. If the government decides to go after them, they should not keep quiet. Because if you keep quiet, trust me, it means that your right will be trampled on. So let all of the brothers and sisters stand up for their right. Do the right thing, like we did at MCC. We did the right thing professionally, but based on instruction of Joseph Yuma Bwaka and the hierarchies of Unity Party, we were kicked out of MCC illegally. So the international community must be aware of this, that the government is suppressing freedom of speech and expression in the country, that the government is waging an attack on our democracy. The tenets of democracy in Liberia is on an unprecedented assault by the Joseph Yuma Boakai-led administration. We want to register that. The United States Embassy must be cognizant of this. The government, don't be surprised. You see on social media one day that Alpha Grade is being haunted by the regime. We are not surprised. This is the reason for which I'm not even at my house. I do not sleep at my house. Since I received this communication yesterday, I do not sleep at my house. I remember I go to sit to an entertainment center to listen to cool music. I was being embarrassed because people who believe to be Unity Party supporters started to declare that kind of verbal word against me, and I was alone, and I cannot withstand that in that particular time and condition. So I had to dismiss the scene. I went to my house, I took some rest, I reflected on the moment, and I decided to muster the courage mode to even challenge the regime on the basis of everything that they would demonstrate for the next 5 years, 4 months in Liberia.
Thank you.
So I'm fully ready to stand up to the regime, to challenge the status quo. When the regime continues to go against the laws of the country, I will challenge the regime. When Joseph Yuma Boakai continues to show disrespect to the Constitution, I will challenge the regime. If officials of government continue to use their positions of power to clamp down on innocent citizens and suppress them in various government ministries and agencies, I will stand up against the regime.
Thank you.
I will not do soon. I will use my individual power and people-centered power to rally like-minded ideological brothers and sisters in various communities and districts in and around Montserrat and Liberia at large to ensure that we rise up against the regime that is going against the will of the Liberian people. Boakai should understand that his government is unpopular. You won with something less than 1%. So all you need to do is...
Mr. Gray, we have to leave it there. I've been saying thank you, and you continue to go. Mr. Gray, we have to leave it there. Thank you so very much.
And the opportunity given me to flag, the issue confronting my illegal dismissal. I appreciate that so much and hope to join you again some other day.
Thank you, and we will reach out to you when we so deem that necessary to have another conversation concerning this matter. Thank you for making us time and answering our questions here at Focus on Liberia. Post in cyberspace, this is how we will come to the end of this interview with 2 dismissed employees of the Monrovia the Monrovia City Corporation. Again, that's the Monrovia City Corporation. 2 employees have been dismissed on grounds according to the Monrovia City Corporation for raining insults on the President of the Republic of Liberia, and they are classifying their dismissal as illegal, and they are saying they did nothing absolutely wrong against any policy, not the Civil Service Standing Order, not the Civil Service Handbook, not the policy at the Monrovia City Corporation, neither the Constitution of Liberia. They are denying of doing anything wrong against any laws, any policy whatsoever. But I believe the Monrovia City Corporation is standing by its decision to let these employees go for behavior they classify as very much inevitable. Well, on that note, the song that closes the broadcast says, "We are all Liberians." Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home. Liberian people. We are